The new great game may begin soon. And you need to be aware of it. Especially the citizens of the USA. And coincidentally, majority of my audience is from United States of America. So, I feel a responsibility to share my thoughts on what could be happening soon and originating from arguably the most powerful country in the world. I recently made a video about alien beings who could be responsible for the genetic modification in our DNA. You should watch the video to get the complete context after this. But the point is, extraterrestrials do exist. There is too much circumstantial evidence on planet Earth that screams the existence of ETs. But I won't make a case of their existence here in this video. The aim of this video is to inform you of something that could risk the future of mankind. To put it bluntly, the most powerful country in the world might begin to put weapons in space. I will explain in a bit as to why that might risk the future of mankind. But just to put things into context, you will begin to see such statements from high officials. Stating or hinting on the existence of ETs. But here is the troubling part, they might portray them as hostile or dangerous to our sovereignty. As you can see, how carefully the Pentagon representative has put the notion in your mind. That the ETs might have a mothership close by, capable of sending small units to Earth for exploration purposes and such. This is a classic trick in psychology, indirect suggestion. How many of you feel safe knowing that an ET mothership is hanging around? Most people will immediately think that it is danger alert. And that is what the powers at beyond planet Earth are counting on. For you to feel fear of a mothership lurking around. In this video my goal is to build the big picture for the masses and get this info out ASAP. The powers that be now want to dominate space. Because there isn't much left to conquer on planet Earth. Planet Earth has been taken. There isn't much here for them to take. The industrial military complex of the most powerful country thrives on conflict and power games. Because it builds weapons. And protects the so-called freedom of its citizens. And brings democracy and freedom to other countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, and such. Well, there isn't much opposition left here on planet Earth. And you must understand, under the name of protection, trillions of dollars are reserved for black projects that the people know nothing about. And these top secret projects swallow trillions of dollars regularly. Why? Well, I don't have to say anything more than this. It is all about money and power. The powers that be are all about control on planet Earth. And that has been established. So now, what to do next? The obvious target is space and ETs. Because they still want to sell masses on protection and freedom. If there is no worthy conflict or enemy on Earth, soon masses will begin to question where their tax money is going. Why do we even need so much research and development on weapons? Then voila, a threat from ETs come. And the masses are overcome with fear. They need a savior to protect them from this vile attack from another world. And comes the space force of the powers that be, to save the day. And the masses will give them trillions of dollars again, without question, to save them from this massive threat. But here is the thing, these ETs are beyond what you can fathom. Imagine a race that is possibly hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years older than us. Don't you think that they can destroy us easily? You see, these beings might not be hostile. They have been here many times. Observing us. Especially when we detonated the nukes. Because they are worried about us and our stupidity. They think that we will blow up the planet. And you must understand, detonating a nuke is not an isolated explosion on our planet. It affects the fabric of space and time. Thus, it can even damage other dimensions where these ETs may be living. These beings have come to the nuclear facilities of most if not all the powerful countries and spied on their nukes. They have activated and deactivated our nukes. Scanned and analyzed what they are capable of and flown away. Because they only want to know what we are capable of. Because they don't want us to bring weapons into space. Yup, we are a threat to them. Not they, to us. Because we are not very smart. Who do you think is more dangerous, a chimp with a nuke button in his hand or a highly advanced race with advanced technology? They have been here a lot longer than us. So, they know more than us. Thus, they know the consequences of destruction. While we are ignorant enough to detonate mass destruction weapons on our own planet. What is the guarantee that we won't shoot one up in space? Or better yet, shoot on an ET craft? That is why we are a threat to them the moment we put weapons in space. And they might actually become serious about doing something with this ignorant species. You must understand, if they are here from another dimension, star, galaxy, universe, that means that they already have extremely advanced tech capable of travel that we can't even fathom. So, it is safe to assume that their weapons are also way beyond what we can comprehend. So, weapons in space is the worst idea that we can come up with. But, as Dr. Greer has been warning us for decades, this seems to be coming to life now. The tight-shut lips of these high officials of the government who would deny ET life and crafts or be skeptical about it will now make such fear-inducing statements like a mothership lurking nearby. Mainstream media will take up this story and do fear-mongering as they always do. We might be attacked by some fake ET craft, a false flag operation to set up a stage for the weapons in space. And the gullible masses of planet Earth will buy into it. This is what may happen soon. At least the signs are becoming apparent. If you see a lot of mainstream media saying the same thing, know that they are building a narrative. To indoctrinate the masses with fear. To build up mass hysteria and confusion to then introduce the big savior. And the big savior usually makes a lot of money out of it. And attains a lot of power. It is the tendency of an animal to attack anything it doesn't understand. A highly actualized being meets unknown with curiosity and excitement. So, we need to bring out that side of us and extend a hand for peace and show eagerness to learn from them. Not threaten them with weapons. Or at least, keep weapons as plan B. When peace fails. They could be malevolent or benevolent. But it is simple to understand that if they exist and are here and have not done anything harmful to us thus far, at least overtly, then they are not going to. Unless provoked by us. And we seem to be ignorant enough to just might actually do it. The people on top are usually spiritually bankrupt. To understand that, you must study the material of Dolores Cannon, specifically about karma. If you are too far gone in your human tendencies, it is really hard to give it up. Thus you keep on building karma and keep on reincarnating on this planet. Thus, people at the top are those souls who have extreme baggage of karma. Souls lost in their egoic self. And self-pleasure. Self is the only thing important to them. So, to keep their monopoly on this planet, they will risk the future of humanity. If you don't believe that, look at all the wars these people have started. Do you think they value human life? Not at all. So do not expect them to do something for humanity by and large. To these people, this reality is it. And they want to maintain their rule over it. But now the consciousness of the masses is rising. At least the new generation is non-conventional and they think outside of the box. And we are getting too technologically advanced that the ET story can't be covered up for too long. So, before the masses find out by themselves, the government will try to control the narrative by releasing selective information to the masses first. And then control the perception of the masses. Thus, all you need to do is to be awake. That's all. Raise in consciousness and just don't play their games. We give them power by believing in them. So, if we don't play the game cannot continue.